Recently, Magic Online has had a bunch of sweet new additions, making it one of the best times to hop in and try out the client. So I decided to make a new video covering Magic Online, what it is, why you should be playing it over Arena, and all the sweet things you can do to maximize your experience on the client. So for those who don't know, Magic Online is one of two official ways to play Magic the Gathering online. There's obviously Magic Online and Magic Arena, and there are pros and cons to both of these platforms. Alright, first let's get the bad news out of the way. Magic Arena looks pretty darn good. It has nice animation, a clean UI. Meanwhile, Magic Online looks like this. So yeah, you're going to be downgrading in terms of the graphics. So that's the downside of Magic Online compared to Arena. It doesn't look as nice. However, there are a lot of upsides to running Magic Online over Arena. First of all, you get to play a lot more formats like Modern or Legacy, Vintage, Pauper, and most relevant to our discussion, Commander. Yes, you can actually play Commander online on Magic Online. And that's freaking awesome. Personally, my favorite thing on Magic Online is Vintage Cube. You can play your Black Lotuses, your Moxen, your Time Twisters, really powerful busted limited decks. Or you can be like me and just force Storm every single time and lose horribly. That works too. They actually brought Storm back as an archetype to Vintage Cube, and I actually feel called out by the explanation about Storm, calling it a below average win percentage, a trap, but talented pilots can actually make it win. That's not me. That doesn't actually apply to me. The rest definitely applies to me though. But the biggest draw for playing Magic Online versus Magic Arena is the price point. You are getting so much more value for your dollar playing on Magic Online. First and foremost is the value that Magic Online, the client itself, gives you just by paying $5. For $5, you get an upgraded account, which gives you access to a whole bunch of cards, like a ton of Magic the Gathering cards. Plus, it also introduces recently a bunch of starter decks that allow you to play all the formats that are available on Magic Online. These starter decks are actually legitimately decent decks that allow you to play Magic Online formats like Pioneer, Pauper, Commander, Legacy, Modern, and you can see the full deck lists over on Moxfield and check them out yourself. I looked at the Commander list and it's actually very sweet. I've built a Braids deck, a budget Braids deck, and this looks incredibly similar to it. And yeah, you could just play it on Commander immediately for $5 as much as you want and have a blast with it. You also get a huge collection of real Magic the Gathering cards that are quite useful, 5,000 total, which is very nice, and like a full mana base to play with. And on top of that, you get a bunch of new player points, which allow you to enter new player events. So to start playing Magic Online, you first just go to the Magic Online website, click download now to download the client, then open the client, create a new account, fill out this information, find a screen name that hasn't been taken, and once you do that, you're in the client, you can start playing the game, and in fact, your new account comes with starter kits that allow you to immediately play Modern, Commander, Legacy, Pauper, and Pioneer. It's actually a lot of cards to work with. It's really cool. So the free account allows you to experience the client, but if you want to have the full Magic Online experience, you're gonna have to pay $5, a one-time payment of $5 to have a full account. And to do so, you go over to the store over up here at the top tab and you buy a Magic Online upgrade kit. It's $5 US, that's it, and it will never have a subscription fee or anything like that. And it comes with a lot of goodies, more than $5 worth of goodies. So when you pay your $5, you get the account upgrade kit. And when you open it up, you get a whole bunch of stuff. You get even more new player points, so you can enter even more events. You get over 5,000 freaking cards. A lot of them are like actual staples. Like you have a really good mana base to work with. You have a lot of staple cards, multi-format staple cards to play around with. A lot of great Commander cards to play with. And yeah, you're good to go basically to have a lot of fun in Commander or other formats for just $5. So you have a lot of cards, you have a couple starter decks, and you have a bunch of new player points. So new player points are types of event tickets. They're admission fees to special types of events that are geared towards new players. If you go to the limited tab over here, you're gonna find a new player friendly games like the Super Jump Phantom League. It costs 10 new player points. Maybe you want to enter a Commander Gauntlet League instead. That's only 6 new player points. Or heck, maybe you want to do a Modern League and it's just 2 new player points to jump into that. Now for us Commander players, if you're looking to just bolster your account with a bunch of staples, 2,000 cards worth of staples, you can do so now for $39. This is a new thing they've added. So for $39, you get 2,000 cards, and a lot of them are absolutely fantastic staples that are going to be running in a whole bunch of decks. Wheel of Fortune, the Swords, all the best lands, Eldrazi Titans. It's really good. You can see the full card list over here. But yeah, if you pay 39 bucks, you're basically going to be set for life with all the cards that you're going to be wanting on Commander Online. And remember, this is not bulk. This is mostly rares and mythics. 96% of the box set is rares and mythics. So these are actually good cards, not just like random draft chaff or whatever. But that's not even the cheapest way of playing Commander on Magic Online. The best way is actually using third-party traders that have loan programs. There are many loan program services for Magic Online, but the one that I use is Card Hoarder. Now these loan programs allow you to rent out Magic Online cards, full deck lists, for a very small weekly fee. With the Card Hoarder loan program, for example, you can rent out cards and then only pay the cost of 2.5% of the total cost of your loan amount every single week, which allows you to play very, very expensive decks for a fraction of the cost. And what's even better is that Magic Online cards are significantly cheaper than their paper equivalent. For example, this Rakdos Scam deck is $1,000 if you got it in paper, but on Magic Online, it's 380 tickets, which is basically the equivalent of dollars on the online market. Now, if you want to rent it out for a week with Card Hoarder's loan program, you have to pay 2.5% of that, which is only $9.5 for a week of playing Rakdos Scam, which is really good. Like, that's a really good value. And they also have a 5-ticket loan free program where you don't pay anything and you have a balance maximum of 5 tickets, which is the equivalent of $5. You can actually build full Commander decks with the 5-ticket loan account. It sounds like not much, but some cards on Magic Online, especially ones that are not 1v1 playable, are very, very cheap online. Renting these cards from Card Hoarder is also incredibly simple. Take, for example, this Etrata MTGO deck that I really like. You could just paste it in MTG Goldfish, and we actually have a direct link to Card Hoarder, so you could either rent from Card Hoarder or just buy from Card Hoarder. And when you click it, it automatically imports the full deck list, and then you can just add it to the cart and follow the instructions. I'm going to be using my loan account to get this deck for me. Place the order, and you get an email confirmation, and then all you have to do is actually go to Magic Online, and a Card Hoarder bot will actually message you to deliver the cards. So you just click on the new message. It says open trade by typing in yes, so we'll type in yes, accept the trade, and then we see all the cards. So all you have to do to actually select all the cards at once, you click on a single card, then press Control A, and just drag it over to the you will receive section, and then hit submit when you are ready. And then you just confirm the trade. And that's it. Then you get all the cards. Bam! My Etrata deck list has come to me, and it took a couple clicks, and that was it. And then you can go over to your collection to actually add the deck. Click on the Commander section, click Add a Deck, and then just import the deck list, and boom! We have a full deck list. Oh, it's not showing the right card version, so you just right-click and click on Update with Versions in Collection. And there we have it. My Trata deck is ready to play Commander Online. Now, to play Commander Online, you just go to the Constructed tab, click on Commander, then click on Commander Open Play. You can also do friendly Commander leagues or competitive Commander multiplayer leagues. That's right, CDH players. If you want to play competitive Magic, you can actually do so online over here. So you can either do CDH in leagues and go for prizes. The prize tickets are like play points and some boosters and stuff. That's really fun. Or you could do friendly Commander leagues. I don't know if there's anything on the line. Yeah, there's some play points on the line. Nothing that crazy. Some friendly trophies. So it's going to be more casual play over here. Or what I usually do is I go to the open play. This doesn't have any ticket requirements or anything. It's totally free, and you can just either create a game or join a game, whatever you feel like doing. And you can check out people playing Commander as well, or just jumping in and playing it yourself, which is what I prefer. All right, I'm hopping into a game of Commander to quickly showcase how key bindings work and how to make the entire process a little bit smoother. So we win the die roll because we are big gamers, and you know what? This hand kind of sucks, but we're gonna keep it for whatever reason. I'm just too lazy to mulligan. Why not? So the first button that you're gonna really want to use is the zoom in button. My key binding is the scroll mouse button or the middle mouse button. But it could be whatever you want it to be. This allows you to read whatever card is on the battlefield or is known information really easily. Alternatively, you can just like right click on a card and it will give you full information this way too. But yeah, we'll cut into the game as certain key bindings show up that I want to talk about. So I'm just playing an Omen Hawker, just curving out over here. So the first button I want to talk to you about right now is the Disable Bluffing button. This is 8 for me, but again, you can change it to whatever it is. It just means that if you have no possible play, you're just going to skip over until you actually have a possible play. So right now, I'm tapped out. I have no free spells in my hand. I've disabled Bluffing. So I'm just going to auto yield until I have an action that I can actually take, which is going to be on my next turn, essentially. We've got a Geist of St. Traft. I'm assuming it's Voltron-y. We've got Arcades, the Strategist, which is going to be Defender deck. A lot of cantripping with Defenders and storming off. And then Kineas and Tyro of Meletis is probably going to be a control deck, I assume. Maybe like a landfall control deck. You can see all the phases also right above your hand. It shows you what phase we're currently in. And also you can set stops anywhere along it to manually stop at certain phases, whether your own phase or another specific person's phase. We're not doing anything super interesting. We're just going to play an island. I think we're just going to play a Dimir Signet over Tetsuko. Yeah, I think we'll just play the Dimir Signet, and then we're just going to punch somebody in the face. All right, get in there, Omen Hawker. I'm going to hit the Kineas and Tyro player. Now, the other thing we can be doing here, too, we're going to be just auto-yielding into our next turn because we disable Bluffing, but something else you can do is you can yield until a certain phase. Like, let's say I have mana up, for example, so I can't disable Bluffing. It's not going to automatically yield because I could just always tap my land for mana or something. You could just manually yield until a certain phase by right-clicking on the phase you want to yield to, and then you could go to My Turn, yield until here. This is going to change the arrow from white to yellow to indicate it's going to yield until a certain point. I'm just going to be yielding until my next pre-combat main phase. So it's even if I have mana up, even if I have possible plays, it's just going to pass a turn, automatically yield. I don't have to do anything until my next turn. Okay, I think we're just going to play our commander here. So, pay 3, cast a Trata, play our Path of Ancestry, and punch somebody in the face for 1 damage. I think we just keep hitting Kineas and Tyro, send a message. And you know what? We're also, we don't need to auto yield, but we can, and we will. We're going to yield until our next pre-combat main phase, even though we have Bluffing disabled, so we would have yielded to there anyway. Oofa's Ristic Study. Love to see it. Not really, though. All right, we're going to play our Mask of Riddles first and foremost. And I think we're just going to... Oh, yeah, I have to pay it, don't I? And this will trigger Ristic Study. And now we have another way of shortcutting gameplay. We can right-click the Ristic Study, and we can say always yield to the trigger ability. So we're not going to respond to the Ristic Study trigger, but we're going to let it automatically resolve, and then it will prompt us whether or not we want to pay the 1. So I'm going to click always yield because I'm never going to really respond to a trigger. I'm just going to either choose to pay or not pay, and just allow it to resolve a little bit faster. So we're going to auto resolve to it. It's going to ask me to pay the 1. Obviously, I'm a good player, so I will pay the 1. And then we'll attack the Ristic Study player because that's always correct. Boom. And we're going to get another trigger. This is going to be the Errata trigger. All right, so Errata triggers, I get to cloak a card off top of their library. And again, you could just right-click, always yield to triggered abilities, and then you don't have to press OK every single time it shows up. It's going to automatically OK it. It's all OK. And we get a little cloaked remand. Okay, that's kind of cool. And then we pass it. All right, my opponent keeps feeding the fish and now tries to cast a mob verdict. Well, I have not auto-yielded, so I can still respond to this. And I will by casting the sweet little remand. So let's flip the remand. And we cast it. Yeah. Go back to your hand, sir. And you know what? We will also pay the 1 because we are responsible gamers. Oh, we get countered. Never mind. Sad times. All right, and that should get you started on playing Commander on Magic Online. Let me know if there's anything that you want covered in a future video, a follow-up video that I can go more in depth into. Like and subscribe if you like this sort of content. Until next time, friends. See ya!